Okay, now we're going to discuss football academies. We know the world over, football academies have played a very critical role in unearthing talent. If you come to Ghana, well, we have a few academies that have done very well. If you think about the likes of Asamoah John, Michael Essien, Sule Muntari, they all came through Liberty that has a certain style of training for their young players. You can also think about Feyenoord doing a very great job. There's the Lizzie Sports Complex, Marseille Desailly doing a very good job as well. And then there's Right to Dream, which happens to be one that is also producing a lot of players, and one of them is actually with us, David Akam. Of course, you've seen him a lot of the time. Good to see you, David. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Are you on break?
Yeah, we're on break now.
Oh, wow. He plays for Helsingborg.
Helsingborg,
I got that right. Helsingborg in Sweden. How's it going there?
Yeah, it's going really well. We actually came fifth in the league, but it wasn't good for the team because a big club in Scandinavia, we wanted to win, but we didn't. That's life. We move on.
It's normal. For the players, they are so quick to say, oh, it's life, we're moving on. But for the fans, it's such a big deal, you have no idea. Okay, so David went through the Right to Dream Academy, and then Erasmus Kwa is a PRO for Right to Dream. Good to see both of you. Before we even delve into what Right to Dream stands for, David, let me know from you. You were privileged enough to go through an academy that introduced you to several teams across the world. You traveled a lot. But for people who don't have the privilege you had, you know, what role can football academies play for them? Why should we get a lot of football academies in this country?
For me, to be a professional footballer, it's not just about playing football or just kicking the ball. You have to know a lot, go through a lot of obstacles, and if you just think about just playing football, then it's going to be difficult for you. And the role that academies are playing in Ghana is different. They educate the boys not only on the football pitch, also in classroom, so you get a broad view of football, not only on the pitch, so a broader view.
Okay, so what lessons are you taking through in the classroom? Is it all about football all the time?
No, it's not about football. It's about discipline, how you go about with people, other people, your integrity, your knowledge about different countries as well, like knowing the language, trying to learn the culture of other people, respecting other cultures. And you're not going to learn this on the pitch only, so you have to combine with the classroom and other stuff.
Okay, so with the football academies that you have been through, education is still key?
Yeah, for sure, it's really key.
Okay, so you can't just go in and say that I'm here to play football and relegate education to that?
No, you can't do that. Then you just risk in your life. Because in football, you can also get injured any moment, and you need a backup plan. So, what's next if you get injured today?
Okay, we'll be talking about those goals because I got a tweet the last time from one of your guys, I can't remember his name, and he said, you know, choose the best goal because there's an awards coming up, and I actually chose one of yours. It was a very great goal you scored. Anyway, let's go to you, Erasmus. He's talking about education and football. What do you take them through at Right to Dream?
Well, we take them through a lot. I mean, as he said, football is just not about going on the field and playing. It goes beyond that. And so if you're going to have an academy that's really going to have an impact on the lives of young players, then I think you really need to look at developing them through education, through sports, and most importantly, you know, character development.
So you have a curriculum?
Fantastic. I mean, we operate the British IGCSE system.
Okay.
And so they're taking through all the subjects, English, French, the science subjects,
fantastic,
biology, chemistry, and all of it. So it's more like a school setup. But of course, football is also such a key thing. And when we talk about character development, I mean, he mentioned integrity. At Right to Dream, we hold such things so key, so dear to our hearts, because, I mean, you can have the best talent, but if you don't have the character, you know, really to persevere, to go through when even things are so difficult, then you're not going to be able to make it in life. So we take them through life skills, you know, just practical things for them to understand, you know, the key issues in there. And most importantly, it's also about giving back to the society. You know, when you pick somebody from an underprivileged background and you give them all these opportunities that otherwise they will not have, what message are you sending to them? At the end of the day, if you're able to develop as David has, and today he plays in one of the best clubs in Sweden, he needs to be able to give back to the community, to the family, to the society that brought to him where he is now. And so those are the key things. And so if a football academy sets up to do some of these things, then you see that you're really going beyond just playing football. You're looking more into impacting the lives of people, both in his family and in the community. And for me, that is a bigger thing, to do.
Okay. Now, I was talking to him about the state and what they can do for footballers who will not be as privileged as he has been. What can we be doing? Because Right to Dream is not Ghanaian owned. Fly Not is not Ghanaian owned.
Yeah.
What do we have?
Well, we try to do it from a very practical point of view. I mean, giving back is not about, let's say, taking £100,000 and giving it to a children's home. Of course, it's part of it, but you need to really make it more practical. For instance, just about 2 weeks ago at the academy, some of the boys just looked at the old Aquatic Village, which is where Right to Dream is situated, and they were like, this place is littered all over, so why don't we just gather ourselves, do a cleanup exercise? It was part of giving back, to that community, because that is a community that borders Right to Dream. They give us everything that we need there. And so through even that way, you are obviously giving back to that community. You can talk about him. The minute Waris, the minute David or any of our graduate comes back to the country, the first thing they do is get back to the academy, speak to the young boys and girls who are there, try to motivate them, It's not only about money. It's about you just investing in the life of somebody, and that is what they do. And so if you really want to look at it in practical terms, that is how I look at it, giving back to the people around you.
Which is very critical, but I'll go back to my question again.
Yeah.
What is the state doing, in your view? You followed sports for a very long time. What do you think the state is doing in terms of providing football academies for young men who want to play football? Sometimes, yes, we always say that follow your heart, go for your passion. And most of them really have that passion to play football, but they don't have the privilege of going through what David has gone through. So if they're, for instance, in Choco, how do they make it?
Yeah.
Has the state provided enough?
Well, that's a big question, and I think it goes beyond the football academies. First and foremost, we have the Ghana Football Association, who are in charge of developing sports in this country. In 2006, they launched this 4-year development program. What they sought to do was to, develop football from the very grassroots. So you go there to first the regional capitals and the district capitals as well. Get the teams organized, register them, and then follow the progress that they make. In so doing, you have a database. You also need to give them competitions, because it's through competitions that people get better. So right from the district levels, we have the inter-schools, we have the courts, football leagues going on. If all these are, key characters are doing what they are supposed to do, then you are actually going to nurture talent through. And so, well, somewhere along the line, you ask the question, did that development process go through? No, because of obvious challenges with funding and everything. So Ben Kofi did a 4-year development plan. We didn't get to finish with it. The Kwesi Nyantakyi administration also started a 5-year development plan. We didn't actually go through with it. You can then move from the FA to the ministry level. They are the policymakers. Exactly. So again, what are they also doing? We take this year as a classic point. It's been a peculiar year. Apart from the Black Stars, the Under-20 and a few other national teams who really gotten going, competing in major competitions, the other sports are not having anything. And so funding is such a key thing. You can draw the best plans, but if you don't have the money to see it through, then obviously it's just back to square one. And the academies certainly are playing such a key role in here, and I'm right to dream, so I want to talk a little bit about them. We have 32 graduates now in colleges, high schools in the USA and the UK. That is 32. We have over 15 professional players. David Waris and co are part of it. The recent one, Bismarck, AJ Boateng just signed an deal with Manchester City. And so after winning the league with strong skill set in Norway, Well, obviously, I mean, after winning the league with strong goals at Norwich, which was such a key thing, he's now been able to pen a new deal with Man City. These are the practical examples. So if Right to Dream can produce 32 academically inclined students, such that they've been able to go to colleges in the USA, graduating with degrees, getting jobs over there, and obviously remitting some money back to their families in the country, it just tells you what Ghana as a whole can do. Obviously, we have some way to go, but I think practically Liberty and the other clubs have also helped.
Well.
Look at the current Black Stars team. But
most of them are from Liberty.
Fantastic. Question is, when this generation goes, which other generation comes?
Okay, David, how did you get into Right to Dream?
It was started about 10 years ago. My parents actually wanted me to go to school, and for me, I wanted to play football, so it was difficult going to Right to Dream. And why I was convinced to go to Right to Dream was not because they provided me with education in football, so it made the decision easy for me to go there.
Okay, so for you, once you were able to convince your parents?
Yeah, because it's not just about football, it's about education as well.
Okay, and it's really helped you?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
My story, I went from Right to Dream, that I went to England to study. I went to Harvard College, did sports science, then I went to Loughborough, continued with my BSc in sports science, and before I moved to Sweden to continue my professional football. So it's not just about football.
So you're a graduate?
Yeah, I am. I got BSc in sports science. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. And who sponsored you, Right to Dream or yourself?
Yeah, Right to Dream, because I don't know if my parents could afford it, but also I was in academy, so they sponsored me to go to England and all these courses, so it wasn't easy for me.
Okay, so you sponsor all these students? They don't pay anything at all?
No, I mean, our scouts go around, pick up the boys and girls, and then we bring them to the academy for a residential trial. If you're successful, you get a 5-year scholarship. It involves your education, your accommodation, even the bigger one. They get the exposure of going out, to playing big competitions like the Manchester United Premier Cup. Who were there? I'm obviously happy. You like that one. We were at the Manchester Premier Cup in August, and Right to Dream placed 8th overall. I mean, these were
cool.
The best under 15 teams in the world, and in Africa only 2 teams were chosen. Right to Dream was one. Another one came from South Africa, and over the years we've been the best nation from Africa at the Manchester Premier Cup, and we'll continue that tradition. And so even the U18s were also in the Gold Tier Cup. I'm pointing to it.
Oh, the Gold Tier, I follow that one. Okay, so your awards coming up, the best player or the best goal, the best goal. I hope you win. That goal was that goal was I don't know what was going through your head at that particular moment. But that goal was super.
I actually sent that one to you on Twitter.
It was you? Okay.
And Warriors one is there, so it's going to be difficult.
15th of December at the Royal St. Chief Hotel.
We'll find it. We will find it. But thank you very much, and congratulations to Right to Dream. And David, we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're proud of you. Okay, that'll be it for